hey, nobody wants to walk into a room and then people hold their noses. A lot of times it may not be the person's fault, but we're going to do our very best to, help educate you and, also tell your friends who you think may have bad body odor to really tune in right now. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
Okay, so, looking at those images, it's like, we've all been in a situation where you're in the room, somebody's in there, and there's a bad smell. It's, the armpits, your clothes, what so forth. So just sort of take us through, basically. Generally, especially in a hot climate like Ghana, people do sweat.
Absolutely.
And so forth. Is it generally, like if you have a bad smell, should you put perfume on it to mask it, or is it...
That could actually aggravate it. Before you get to the perfume, you need to obviously shower at least once a day with warm water to get rid of bacteria. Try to use a good antiperspirant, deodorant. Your diet could even affect your body odor. There are quite a few factors, so this needs to be taken into consideration first before you try to mask the smell with perfume.
Okay, so I want to just go step by step. Sweating is pretty normal for most people.
It's our body's way of cooling down. It's natural.
So some people think it's the sweat that makes the smell. Is it? I've been told it's generally not the sweat that makes you smell.
No, it's not the sweat. Sweat is generally odorless. What causes the smell is the bacteria reacting to the sweat. So the bacteria could be aggravated by certain spicy foods, by things like garlic, caffeine in coffee. All of this affects the way we smell. Yeah.
Okay, so once you get in the shower and is there any process if you're somebody who you suffer from excessive bad odor? What is the process? Is it generally like my friend always calls it the quick bath? Armpits and then you're out.
The sign of the cross. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, and then you're out. What's the ideal way to kind of wash well, so enough that you can limit the smell that
we'll
you
start
have.
with using warm water.
Mm-hmm.
Use a good antibacterial soap to get rid of the best sweat a chance to evaporate. Warm water twice a day sometimes in this hot climate.
Of course, 3 times if you can help it.
If necessary, yes. And then when you get dressed, try to use clothing with natural fibers like cotton or silk. Again, it gives your skin a chance to breathe.
Okay, I've been told of using lemon under your armpits and charcoal as a natural remedy that a lot of people use and they swear by. That's also another option?
This is an option to reduce sweat. You could even use cornstarch. There are quite a few home remedies that you could use. Basically, try to use products with a bit of aluminium. Actually, this will help to reduce sweating and also the odor.
The odor as well. Okay, in terms of deodorants, is there I know there's sprays. There's usually the spray deodorants or antiperspirants, and there's usually the roll-on. Does it matter which choice you go for?
Well, some roll-on sticks are dry. Some antiperspirants come in a stick format, like you say. The antiperspirant is basically to try to reduce the rate that you sweat at, and the deodorant spray is to mask the smell. So ideally they go hand in hand. Yes, you should use both.
You can use a deodorant and an antiperspirant together?
I would recommend that you use the antiperspirant first.
Antiperspirant?
Which is in a roll-on form.
And then you put on your
deodorant spray.
Your deodorant spray. All right, cool. You brought some samples I've seen of different perfumes
from our shop.
From your shop. Okay, so the first 2 is the 2 deodorants, the roll-on deodorants. Generally, too, if you're someone you're sweating, there's already a bad smell. You shouldn't put on your deodorant or your spray on before. Wash first. Okay.
Personal hygiene first before you get to the antiperspirant.
Because by just putting the perfume on afterwards,
it could make the smell even worse.
Okay, all right. So, in terms of the perfumes as well, is there a choice? Which one? How do you know which one to go for at what particular time?
It's really just personal preference. Some people like spicy scents, fresh lemon scents. It really depends on the occasion. I also recommend that you try this scent on your skin before you make a decision. We have blotters in our store, but you can spray it on, walk around, see how it reacts to your skin, because different perfumes smell differently on different skin types. Okay. So make your decision after.
All right. Also, in terms of perfume, I know there's a lot of people who will spray perfume onto their clothes. Like they will, especially if there's a bad smell, they're like, oh, this thing is not so fresh. They will spray the perfume onto their clothes. Is that advisable?
I think it depends on the fiber of the fabric, like certain wools. If you are sweating, and that might react to the perfume and make the smell even worse. So it's not a bad idea, but if you already have body odor, it's not such a great idea.
Okay, now you run a perfume store. How often do you get people coming in and asking, like, okay, look, maybe I have a friend, they have a bad smelling situation, I don't know how to tell them, so I'm going to buy them perfume as a way. Is it something that's quite common in your store?
It actually does happen quite often, and then I have to have this very same discussion with them about personal hygiene first. Forget about, perfume to solve your body odor issues. Take care of your personal hygiene first, then come into my store.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Most people are generally too afraid, or they don't want to tell the person, like, okay, look, maybe you have an issue.
It is a sensitive issue, yes.
So by buying, like, coming to buy them deodorant or coming to buy them perfume to go give it to them as a gift, is that necessarily the best way? Because most people may not realize you're trying to tell them something.
That is a maybe not so subtle way of saying that they need to take care of their personal hygiene, of their body odor, but if it's necessary, why not?
All right, we're almost out of time on this. But if you are somebody who you do suffer from this, and I know there's some people, they'll say, look, I suffer from it, I try, but yet I still have a scent. What would you advise them to do? Maybe they say, look, I bath 2 or 3 times a day, I do what most people advise me, but there's still a smell. What should the person do then?
I would say try to eliminate certain factors, like we've spoken about the food.
Your food, what you eat.
Certain spicy foods. I've mentioned the garlic, caffeine, curries, very spicy, hot food. Things like that, antibacterial soap, shaving regularly. Some people are unfortunately genetically predisposed to body odor. Environment, climate, all plays a role, but try to eliminate things and figure out where the issue is.
Brilliant, thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to Liselle Ash, who's the manager of Zeno Boutique at the Marina Mall right here in Accra. Of course, our lifestyle segment brought to you by Lipton Tea. Join Lipton Tea on the journey of refreshment and vitality. The world's favorite hot brand tea will give you the needed level of alertness to start your day. So take another look at your day and begin with a cup of Lipton for natural refreshment in mind and body. Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. There's more coming up on New Day. Make sure you don't go anywhere.